What's up, everybody? Welcome to another Treyders Podcast. I'm so excited for this. I love doing these guys. Oh man, it's gonna be a lot of fun. So we're just gonna talk about recap of the market, talk about some different things that you guys want me to cover. In case any of you are wondering, I'm currently chilling out in Kansas City, a little ways away from there, but I'm in the process of moving, so I'm gonna be heading out to Oklahoma. Fort Sill is where I'm training on air defense artillery, Bullock. So I'll be out there until about June, and then I'm moving out to Fort Bragg in North Carolina. I bought a house out there in Fayetteville, so I'm gonna be chilling out there, and that's where I'll be living in about 6 months or so. But you know, right now we're chilling in a hotel, just knocking out some videos and gonna just chat with the community, see what's up. So we're gonna talk about some different stocks that you guys want to cover, give a little recap on how the week went, answer any questions you have on technical analysis, the whole 9 yards. So this is all about you guys. It's all about the community. It's all about what you want me to discuss. So we'll just go with it, and we'll stream as long as we feel like we want to. So Trey the Don, Oliver, thank you very much. Thank you very much for joining. Keith English. Can we discuss TRCH or HSRY? Anyone looking or holding these two? And can we get an update on Sundial? Well, I'll start off here with TRCH. Torchlight Energy Resources. So this chart looks absolutely beautiful. This is actually really, really nice. We've got a lot of consistent volume. A little bit of a pullback here on Friday, but nothing concerning to me right now. And what I'm actually liking to see a lot is that we've had a lot of pretty overbought territory, but the corrections are not harsh whatsoever. This has been very smooth movement. And compared to the rest of the market, I mean, this looks kind of boring just because there's so many stocks that are climbing 100, 200% a day. But this is about as textbook as it gets. It's in a really nice upward moving channel right now. We've got really smooth price action. TRCH looks great. Yeah, I like this a lot. If you're looking for an entry point, I'll just draw a quick Fibonacci retracement on this from the base of the run up to the peak. Change the color on this just so that it's a little easier to see. I think if you get in around $1.61, you'll do pretty well for sure. Go Kansas City, KC here. Yeah, that's good stuff, Steve. Rock on. I don't mind Kansas. I like the Chiefs. I'm all for Patrick Mahomes. It sucks to see it at concussion, but it looks like he's back in practice. Well, Epic. Thank you, CJF. M101. Can we do BIOL? Yes, we can. I'll give you a nice little update on BIOL. I did put a video out on this, but in case you weren't able to catch it, they did recently have their shareholders meeting, and they were discussing a possible reverse split. And I'm actually really pumped to see this. They convened the meeting and they decided against it up until some date in February. So we are not expecting to see a reverse split on BIOL, and I think that's why you saw a nice little pump in price action here at the end of the day into the extended hours. We did touch about $1.23 on BIOL. But this is still a really healthy looking chart. The volume is down a little bit still. I'm going to be personally holding this until at least next Thursday. I will be transparent and show you I do have a position. I'm currently sitting in with 7,000 shares at a dollar cost average of 96.8. My price target on this is going to be a push above $1.50. And if there's momentum, I'll ride it. If there's not, I'll take profits with a 50% margin. Yeah, I hope that answered your question on the BIOL shareholders meeting, Osama. Nate, TRCH, baby. I did just cover that. I think, yeah, the chart looks clean. I think if you get in at $1.61, you'll do really well. Retraces really well. Very clean movement. Volume's consistent. Not oversold on the RSI. It looks very safe. I like it a lot. IDEX, big money play, man. I love IDEX. This is a huge, huge company. A lot of people slept on IDEX because it has a history of being a pump and dump stock. So if you look at it over the last year, you can see we've got quite a few huge spikes followed by like months of just dipping away, just bleeding. And this kind of scared some people away, but they've actually got some really substantial growth happening right now. A lot of good things. I think this is going to be the beginning of a huge run for sure. We see this crossover on the 15 VAMA over the 200 EMA. Back in mid-November. And since then, it's been pretty bullish. If you'd gotten in right here at $1.13, you'd be up 200% right now, and I don't think the growth is going to stop. It looks nice. Let me go back up here. Can you check out TNXP? It looks like a nice swing. Sure can, my friend. Good ask, Oscar. Change over to the 1 month chart really quick. 60-minute window. TNXP looks good. Volume's down a little bit, but the correction wasn't very harsh here. Doesn't look like there's too much risk involved. I'm gonna draw a retracement and just see. It looks like we're getting ready for the next run for sure. It looks very nice. Looks like we're gonna be looking for a test of support right around here at about $1.07. If you see a push above $1.07, I think it's very likely that we see this touch a $1.15 and $1.25. Momentum is definitely with the bulls right now. I don't see any reason why we'd see a trend reversal. RSI hasn't even approached oversold yet, so, or overbought, I should say. It hasn't approached overbought yet, so I think there's still some room to run here. It looks like a perfect swing for sure. TNXP looks great. Oh, thank you, I am a bot. The man himself. I finally caught a live stream. Thank you so much for the donation, my friend. I really appreciate that. You guys definitely don't have to do that, but it's so appreciated. I really appreciate this for sure. It's just fun doing these live streams. I love looking at different stocks, and honestly, it gives me ideas of what to look for in the next week for myself with trades. So it's a lot of fun. We'll take a look at SNPW, up over 2,500% in a week. Oh, that's nasty. Man, I'm so annoyed. Why can't this be CLWD? Huh? Why not? That's disgusting. I picked the wrong micro penny stock. This is a crazy micro cap stock right here. Volume is insane. It's gapping up literally every single day. We've got this huge crossover with the 15 VOM over the 200 EMA. It has been overbought for a while though, so we might be looking at a correction coming soon. I can't guarantee that, but it has been in overbought territory for a very long time now. So I'm just going to give us an idea of what we can expect if there is one. There's potential here in a couple different ways. So this could have already been the retracement. We do see what looks like a bottom out. Finished off the day at 8 cents. Not a lot of price action here on this last day. So this might end up being the bottom. Let me draw up a level of support real fast. It looks like 7.28 cents might be a pretty solid entry point if you're looking, but just be very careful because it has gone up over 25% in a week. So if you get into this and it tanks, you're going to be hurting for sure. I made a mistake with CLWD. I'll always be transparent with the stocks that I mistimed or I didn't do well on. CLWD is one that I haven't done well on. I'm down a pretty decent chunk in this. Down $1,400, 45%. I definitely mistimed my entry. So I just don't want you guys to get caught in a similar situation, but just be careful for sure. There's a lot of risk here, but this is a sexy chart. That looks nice. Volume is there. Correction in the past. I mean, we don't have a lot of price action or volume here, so it's tough to say, but it looks like it's extremely bullish, and it might have found the bottom. So that looks nice. TNXP looked at, looks great. Looks good. INVU. You've got 1,200 shares at $1.44. Oh, I think you mean INUV. Yeah, I got you. INUV, I do have a position in. I love this stock. There's a lot of potential here. So the thing that really catches my eye the most is they have this platform called Intent Key, and that is an ad platform where they can either be a competition to companies like YouTube, Facebook, Google, Twitter, all those major ad companies, or these big name companies could utilize this Intent Key feature to help get better ads into the eyes of their viewers. There's a lot of money in ads, guys. I think this could be a huge market. So I love INUV. If you're in at $1.44, it looks like we found a nice bottom here. I'll change the color on this so it's easier to see, but we did see a nice bottom out right around here at $1.51. I think that's going to be the basement. So sitting at $1.44, you're looking really nice. My dollar cost average on this, I think, is $1.13, and I'm not planning on selling anything anytime soon. INUV, $1.13.5. I'm up 56%, and I feel no pressure whatsoever to sell. I think this chart looks a lot like a BNGO type run-up. Watching all the way from Sheffield, England. Dude, Raheem. That's pretty sick. It's good to see that much reach. I'm glad you're tuned in. He's going to play, Steve? Yes, sir. Let's talk about BIOL. Should I hold into it or sell off and buy SENS? I'm looking to add more shares on ZOM. This is the reason I try to make some profits and buy more shares on ZOM before it flies up. Yeah, that's a good question, Bilal. I'm sorry if I said your name wrong. BIOL, I think, is a great stock, and the risk is a lot lower now that they announced that they're not going to be affecting a reverse split. So they do have an they have an upcoming known catalyst in that webinar next Thursday. They are going to be discussing some different tech that they're using, like the water lace system, the diode tissue system, and BIOL, I think, is going to be a pretty big runner. This is about 24% of my portfolio right now. I've got $7,280 in this, up $500, 7%. I don't feel any pressure to sell yet. This is an extremely bullish chart. We're doing a little bit of consolidating right now, and we're holding really well above that dollar range. And then also keep in mind, if we are on, what day would this be now? 1, 2, I don't think we held here. No. Oh, yeah, we did. We closed above $1, didn't we? What did we close at? Okay, so we're on day 2 of the NASDAQ compliance. So once they hit 10 days in a row of holding over $1, I expect to see a pretty hard push. I'm going to be holding this for at least until Thursday and potentially longer. As far as SENS go, though, SENS is a great company, and they did find the bottom here. Nice little bounce off of this $2.07 mark. I'll change the color on this so it's easier to read. But I think SENS is a company that has potential to touch that $8 to $10 range. It's a kind of similar company in a sense of not what they do, but the potential to BIOL. They just have a little bit of a head start. They're at 262 right now. They were at 91 cents previously, but I do think Sensonics did find the bottom. It is on an upward movement right now, and we do see a little bit of price action. I had a nice video out on this talking about their direct offering. They improved their direct offering, or they increased it to $100 million, and you see this little sell-off here, and that was a huge opportunity to get into the stock because I do think Sensonics is great. No matter which way you go, I think you're going to do well. Sensonics has more of the proven growth, right? Whereas BIOL, you're more investing in the potential for growth. It hasn't quite done that huge run-up yet. So it's completely dependent on what your preference is with risk. INUV, I covered that. I love INUV. I'm holding that for the midterm, couple months at least. I really like their intent key feature. I think it's huge. I'm going to scroll down to the bottom here so I can keep up with everybody as well as I can. Can you say exit entry prices on ATOS since you didn't include them in the vid? Yeah, no problem. I apologize for not mentioning that. Oh, God. I really like that chart, guys. That is so nasty. That's a filthy chart. If you're looking for an entry into ATOS, I'm going to draw a quick retracement just to give us some ideas of support levels that have been utilized here in the past. And it does line up extremely well at that $1.73 mark. So you see 1, 2, 3, almost 4. I'm actually going to draw a new level of support just to make this a little cleaner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 touch points. If you can get into this at $1.75, I think you do extremely well. And ATOS has a lot of big news catalysts coming up. So I can see this touching $3, $4, $5 within the next couple of weeks. It all depends on how comfortable you are with holding. So if you're looking for a swing trade and you're up 30, 40, 50%, be completely happy taking profits, right? You're not going to do bad there. But if you're looking for a hold, like a midterm hold, I think you'll do well in that way too. There's a lot of opportunities with ATOS. But watch for that $1.75. That looks like the best entry point to me. It might not happen. We are on a pretty heavy bullish swing right now. There's a lot of pressure, buying pressure. A lot of long candle wicks down here. So weak selling pressure and strong buying pressure. So we might not get the opportunity. But if it does present itself, that's the best entry point. GEVO, I'll cover that quick. GEVO coming for Joel Gonzalez. Woo! This is a hold to me. If you have a position in GEVO, you're sitting real nice right now. And with Biden in office, he's got administration or ties with the founder of the company. I think this is going to be a huge hit for 2021. I would continue to hold if you're looking for an entry into the stock. I don't know if it'll happen, but watch for a pullback to $8.35. I think it's unlikely, but that is where we've got a nice level of support. If you don't see that happen, it looks like this is a weak level of support, so I'm not guaranteeing this will happen, but $9.71. Under $10, I think you'll do pretty well. Nice fat double bottom right here. I call it the George W. The George W for winning. And this is an ascending double bottom movement, which is extremely bullish. I see no reason whatsoever for a upcoming trend reversal. It looks very clean. That's a nice looking chart. TEL. Yeah, I'll check that out. TEL coming to Joe Prentice. Ooh, I've looked at this in the past, and obviously it did some pretty good running. That's nice. That looks pretty beautiful. I'm gonna change the color on this quick so you guys can read it. If you have a position in this, you're looking really nice. If you gotten in at $1.35, man, this is so sexy. What a nice chart. God dang. I think an entry point is $3. $3.03. We've got 1, 2, 3 different candle wicks touching here. Pretty strong level of support over a 5-day period. Doesn't look bad whatsoever. I like that. Looks like the beginning of a bullish flag formation too. And bullish flags, typically if you break the top of the trend line, it should be pretty violent. I'd expect a pretty hard push. And this is actually a pretty cheap stock still. I could see a lot of potential here. Now, I'm not guaranteeing this happens, but if it continues to play out this way, you'll likely see something like this, where it consolidates for a little while, and then you see a push above this top trend line. And then what would follow that is a lot of buying pressure. So bullish flags like this, what they do is it's confirmation to buyers through consolidation that you're not just looking at a rip and dip, meaning that a stock just, it'd be like a pump and dump. You're seeing the stock push and then immediately come back to previous lows. This is guaranteed, or not guaranteeing, but it's confirmation to buyers that that won't happen. Gives a little bit of conviction, right? And as we see this play out, if it does happen, you see a push above this top trend line, so maybe like $3.35, you'll probably do pretty well. You better change the color for those of us that are colorblind. Oh, sand dollar. You can't see the white? Shoot. I didn't even think of that. Sand dollar, can you see this? I'm not colorblind, so I can't confirm. I apologize. Yeah, no problem, Joe. Let me know in the comments real quick if you can see this. If you can, I'll change it to a different color. I really do appreciate the donation too, Sand Dollar. Thank you very much. That means a lot to me. I'll get back to you as soon as red-green colorblind. Okay. Well, I don't know what color I could change the candles to. That's probably not going to be much help. Either way, I do appreciate the donation. I hope you can see the white trend lines here. I'll try and keep them white. I think that's the best I can probably do. All right, cool. Right on. I'm going to cover FRSX quick. The FRSX is for Larry Fitzpatrick. Larry, I appreciate your presence, by the way. You're an OG. I always see your name popping up in the comments. I know that I don't get back to everybody. I really do apologize. Posting 6 to 10 videos a day, it just gets difficult for sure. But I do try my best. If we're looking at FRSX quick, as I figured it would, it has grown a lot. I think if you hold this company for a year, you're going to see a 10x on your money. This is an absolutely filthy stock. We saw a long period of consolidation followed by a nice steep run up. Volume is up compared to what it has been in the past. Down a little bit right in the last couple days, but I do anticipate that we're going to continue to see a push on this. I don't think this is a trader stock. I think this is more of an investor stock. A lot of green volume, not backed up by red volume, which to me, the psychology of the charts is saying that that people would rather hold this than sell it. In the past, we've seen a little bit of pretty harsh corrections, right? That was a long bleed, but I don't know if we're going to see that again, right? So we saw a little bit of a sell-off here, but people scooped that up pretty much instantly. So I think it'll continue to push. It looks very nice. Large gap between the 15 VOM and the 200 EMA. I stand by what I said with this company. I think it's a huge hold position. ONTX. I'll look at ONTX. Actually, I'm going to look at OEG first, but then ONTX. OEG coming from CJFM 101. Take a quick look at the charts here. Just looking at this right now. Looks like the beginning of another bullish flag formation. A lot of good volume. It's very consistent volume. The corrections on the chart are not typically very harsh, and when they are, it's corrected pretty fast, right? So we're not seeing long periods of time where this is being oversold. I think people really like this stock a lot, just based on the charts. I like the consistency in volume. I like this nice long consolidation period. I think this is the beginning of another run-up. I think you'll likely see another 2 or 3 day push on this. The gap between the 15 VOM and the 200 EMA has been hanging for a long time. I mean, if you got into this, man, if anybody got into this for $1.20, you are sitting so freaking filthy right now. That is nice. That looks really nice. Oh, you'd be up like 400%. That's nasty. This chart looks good. It looks really good. I think you're probably going to see a little bit of a pullback immediately, but it should keep pushing. I think you'll likely see a support level and a bottom out at 448. That's my guess. If I had to guess, I think it'll probably bottom out at 448. This previous high right here will probably act as a level of support. A lot of candles touching right here. I'll change this to white for sand dollar since he's red green colorblind. 464, somewhere between 464 and 448, I think is where you're going to see a bottom out. Potentially add to your position, but I would keep holding. It looks good. We'll come back up to ONTX. It's just consolidating right now. The gap between the 15 VOM and the 200 EMA is starting to thin a little bit, but I wouldn't be concerned unless you see a cross under. This is still bullish territory. It's still stair-stepping. We're still seeing higher highs and higher lows established every single day, which I really like to see a lot. So you're seeing a nice hold here at 65.7 cents, and then another nice hold here at 70 cents. I think if you see a bounce right here, it should be pretty dirty. And it looks like there's actually a pretty decent amount of buying pressure because we look at these long candle wicks right here. That indicates really weak selling pressure, and I love to see that. That's music to my ears. That means even though it's consolidating and not moving up, there's still buyers that are trying to keep the price at that specific range. So I think it'll keep ripping. It looks good. It's just consolidating right now. Volume is down a little bit, but otherwise it doesn't look bad. RSI is usually pretty neutral on the correction side of things. Looks clean. I'm going to scroll down to the bottom so I can keep up with everybody. I'll take a look at EH. EH coming out for Mike Castro. Holy freaking nuts. Whoa. Oh, God. That's nasty. Dude. Holy Toledo. I don't even know what to think of that. I mean, if it looks like a lemon, it smells like a lemon, tastes like a lemon. Probably a lemon, man. I mean, this is... Hi, I'm still in here. That was housekeeping. Yeah, this chart looks nice though. I think if you're looking for an entry, get in around $68.63. But it looks like it's still bullish, guys. I mean, it's just stair-stepping every single day. Even when we're going through price correction, some of these have just been consolidation periods. Housekeeping knocked on my door. I'm currently in a hotel. If you just tuned in, I'm currently chilling in a hotel in Kansas. Yeah, it looks nice though. That looks real nice. Volume's consistent. Corrections have not been brutal whatsoever. It looks very, very nice. Yeah.
Yeah, item service.
No, I'm good to go.
Okay.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Sorry, guys. The housekeeping people over here at the hotel they wanted to know if I wanted room service, but I'm chilling. I'm good to go. Sorry for the interruption. See you in the Discord too, Larry. Appreciate that. Great entry, guys. Oscar, is ANUV a long-term hold? I think ANUV is at least a midterm hold and potentially a long-term hold. And I'll update this as I see more things develop, but I really like their intent key service. There's a lot of money in ads, and that's what that focuses on, is getting ads into the right eyes of potential viewers and people that want things. And you could really crush with that. So I like it a lot. I'm going to continue to hold this for at least a couple months. JT Cali, thank you for the donation. I really appreciate that, my friend. That's awesome. You really didn't have to do that. Can you check out ALPP? 100%. ALPP looks really good. It looks really good. Volume's consistent. We're down a little bit from what we've seen in the past, but what I really like to see is we're climbing right now off of not a lot of volume. So even though there's not a lot of volume pumping into the stock, it's still climbing. And we've got a nice gap forming here between the 15 VOM and the 200 EMA. There's a really crucial point in time coming up here on the charts. So you're going to need to watch for a push over this big line of resistance. And if you see a bounce off of this, you'll likely see push down to some of these previous supports. I think pretty likely is, right around here. I think it'll likely come back down to 220 or so. But if it pushes through 463, it's going to continue to climb. ALPP looks good. I really like to see that it's climbing off of not a lot of volume, because once the volume steps in, buyers step into this, it's going to be parabolic. And I absolutely mean that. ALPP looks great. This is a dirty chart. Man, I got to cut some dead weight in my portfolio. CTRM hasn't been doing bad. I mean, I am up, but CLWD is crushing me right now. I don't know what else to get out of, though, because I like fuel cell, I like BIOL. MVIS is my baby. ZOM I really enjoy. I just need more money. That's what it is. But ALPP looks good. It's a great question. I hope that helped you, JT Cali. They are trying to fluff my pillow again. That's funny, Larry. I love it. GSAT for KC. We'll check this out quick. GSAT looks good. It's going through a little bit of a correction right now, but it does look like it found a nice bottom. So I'm interested to see what this looks like from the base down here. And sure enough, $1.05. $1.05 looks like a very solid support line. We do see some candle wicks that drop beneath this, but overall it held very well. So it looks like it's about to make a bounce off of that $1.05 range. I think if you buy in right now, even at $1.13, I think you'll do well. It looks like it's beginning the start of a cup and handle. And I think the reason we saw this little bit of bleeding right here is because we've got a nice little flag formation right here. And we broke beneath the bottom trend line. So 7 or 8 times out of 10, when you see this kind of formation, you're likely to see a push up. But instead, we saw a break of the bottom trend line. And when that happens, it's usually pretty violent. So we did see a break beneath this bottom trend line, this level of support. And once we pushed underneath that, it just bled a little bit. But it does look like it's making a correction. I think if you're buying right now, it's a very minimal risk. Volume is consistent. It was pretty oversold, but it's a good time to buy. You want to buy when it's below neutral, so that looks nice. Housekeeping. I can see it. You can really grow your account, guys. Just have a game plan and stick to it. Be content with gains and don't chase. That's a good point, Oscar. My philosophy, guys, is nickel and dime over time. I'm telling you. I didn't have a crazy week. I was up, I think, $4,500. I had $26,300 at the end of last week. So if you just slowly and continually knock out those 10%, 20%, 30% margins on these swing trades, it's going to add up over time. Like, you don't need to double your account in a day, right? So if I make $4,000 a week for 52 weeks, and I'm not saying that's going to happen, but it's possible, I'll grow my account to $208,000 in a year. And I'm 100% satisfied with that. Like, I don't need instant gratification. We're doing this as a business, not to gamble. So I just want to double down on that. That's good, Oscar. I'm going to scroll down to the bottom just to keep up with everybody. GTE has been consolidating and is going to swing nicely. Just have to have the patience to swing it. I'll take a quick look at GTE. It is consolidating. Yeah, for sure, for sure. The volume is consistent. It's bleeding a little bit, but it's not bad. This kind of reminds me of the price action happening right now on ZOM. So I'll change over to ZOM really quick just to give you an idea. And ZOM's kind of doing the same thing. It's just getting ready. So look at this. If we look at this little window, we had about 3 days of consolidation before the next leg up. 1, 2, 3, 4 days of a little bit of bleeding, and it looks like it found a bottom. So GTE, I think, is looking like a very similar stock. I just don't know if we found the bottom yet. It's potential that we have. It does look like a double bottom right here, which is reassuring. We got the double bottom George W, which is typically a bullish sign, a typical pattern of a trend reversal. So entry point, I think you're doing pretty well at 51 cents. I think that'll hold up pretty well. But if you see it slipping down to 49 cents, I think it'll do pretty good. I like that a little better. Glad your move is going well so far. Thank you, Cosmo. I appreciate that. I really do. It's good. I'm excited for the new journey ahead of me and getting moving forward with my career in the Army. Cheers, mate. I am in it and hoping it swings next week. Good luck, KC. It looks good. It looks good. COCP. I'll cover that real quick. COCP for Liam. Oh, didn't type that right. COCP looks very nice right now. I think this is a very safe entry point. We've got pretty nice retracement to the 50% mark, holding up really well at a level of support. We've got a lot of candle wicks touching right here at $2.04. So if you hold, it looks like it bounced. I mean, it looks like a pretty solid trend reversal right now. Volume, pretty consistent besides this huge spike. The correction wasn't very harsh, and historically speaking, it's not typically very harsh, but it does look like the beginning of a trend reversal. I like that a lot. It looks very clean. Good entry point around $2.04 to 208. If you see a small pullback, I don't know if it'll happen, but if it does, that's a good entry point. Watch for a retest of $2.35. If you see a push above this resistance, I think you see 259. That's a beautiful swing. Big homie Trey always comes in clutch. Thank you, my friend. I just enjoy doing this. Casey, we'll take a look at MIDI. Why can't CLWD do this? God dang it. Every time I see this chart, I just get annoyed. Oh, man. It's a nice looking chart, though. This looks really, really good. We found a nice little bottom right here at this 13-cent mark. Candle touches below that a little bit, but previous acting level of resistance bottomed out nice. Volume, a little bit inconsistent, but I do like that it looks like it's going to move for sure. I'd watch for a retest of 29 cents. If you see a push above that, it should be pretty violent. I can see it playing out a couple different ways. It might touch this and bounce down, and I think that this 23-cent mark is going to be a very solid acting level of support. Or it can push through and it'll likely test 30, 32 cents, 35 cents, and just keep moving up the chain. But that's a bullish chart. Big gap between the 15 VOM and 200 EMA. Volume is there. RSI correction. We're currently on an upswing right now. This is definitely bullish trending. CTRM news yesterday. I saw that they had purchased a new vessel, but I haven't seen the news as of yesterday, so I'm going to pull it up and take a quick look. Oh, that's cool. Heck yeah. $15.3 million debt financing. 9:45 a.m. That's probably why we saw a pretty good push on them, huh? I mean, it wasn't much, but it does look like in the after hours they're starting to swing a little bit more, which I do like to see. CTRM, I still don't know. I really want to get into AUPH, and I don't know where else to pull my funds from except for CTRM, because AUPH is going to be an insane play. This is going to make a lot of people a lot of money. But CTRM does look like it's beginning another upswing. Like, it's been consolidating really well. It looks like it's holding above 40 cents now. I think it's getting ready for another movement, but I just don't know. I'm torn. I just need more money. That's what it comes down to. That's huge, though. I mean, that could be a good push. No problem, Modesto. VOXL. Boxlight Corporation. It looks like they might have found a bottom. I'm not entirely sure yet. We see a nice bounce here at $2.05. And there is a couple different candle wicks touching here by the looks of it. I'll just take a quick peek. We've got two candle wicks, so it's not a very strong level of support, but it's there. It's a level of support nonetheless. This could go either way still. This is still bullish territory, but it may continue to bleed a little bit yet. Volume is down. Our side, the correction hasn't been too bad. That's something I definitely like about Boxlight, but I think this is a good hold stock, a good midterm. It has been growing over time. If you look over 3 months, $1.59, $2.08. So it's moving slowly, but it's moving. I just watch for it to bottom out. I'm not sure if it's bottomed out yet. It looks like it might have, but we haven't seen enough of a bounce for me to say that it has. We ended the day on a red candle. So watch for another bounce off of 203, and I'd feel a little more confident. I'm going to scroll to the bottom just to keep up with everybody. NAOV. We'll cover that quick. That's beautiful. Oh, baby. What's catching my eye right off the bat is this right here. That is a picture perfect bounce off of a previous level of resistance. Now this is an acting level of support at $1.30. I find it very unlikely that we push below $1.30 here. Volume is up. It does look like a little bit of a pump and dump, but this is still stair-stepping, right? So this previous level of resistance acting as a level of support. I think it's a pretty safe entry at $1.30. I don't know anything about the company, but just looking at the charts, I mean, it does look like we were retracting some new volume. So I'm assuming there was a huge news catalyst that came out with this. I bet there's a lot of bag holders right now. I bet a lot of people bought at the top of this because of some hype and stuff. But it looks like we may have a trend reversal. I'm not entirely sure yet, but I do like to see that bounce off $1.30. If it pushes below that, there's not a lot of price action here, though. If it pushes below that, I think the next level of support you're looking at is probably right around here, $1.19. And if it doesn't hold that, it'll bleed. But it looks like it should hold $1.30. So that does look like a pretty safe entry point. I just watched for about a half hour of price action. Hey, I appreciate that, Larry. Larry says, I just want to thank you for your service to our country, especially in this horrible time. I know that everybody else feels the same way, so I just wanted to throw that out there. No, it's all good, for real. I just enjoy everything about my life right now. I love the community here. I love my job. I get to go to work and come back and play on some charts, and it's a lot of fun. Thank you for your service. Appreciate it, Oscar. ADXS. I covered IDEX earlier. JAGX. JAGX, oh man, I gotta clean this chart up. You can tell I spent a lot of time on here. Let me remove some of this junk so it's easier to read. Remove. Okay, so looking at JAGX right now, it's getting ready for another leg up. We see a nice bottom out right here at $3.10. I'll change this to the white indicator just for my my fellow friends that are colorblind. So $3.10 was a good bottom. It looks like it's getting ready to run again. Watch for a push above $3.41. That is the current acting level of resistance. And if we push above that, I think it's likely we see the beginning of another bullish trend. And what I really like to see is this this nice rebound off of this dip right here. So you see a dip, it pushes down to about $2.80 and immediately comes back up and double bottomed out with the George W at 310. So I think it's getting ready. If you want to get an entry point, 310 looks very safe. ADXS, I'll cover that quick. ADXS. Oh man, that's nice. That's a good find. That's a good find. I like that. Nice clean bullish flag. It looks like it tried to break beneath, but it didn't work. So I'll just drop a quick triangle on here. I actually haven't even ever looked at this stock. That's pretty impressive. That doesn't look bad at all. So if you see a break above this top trend line, which it looks like it's getting ready to do, I think you're pretty likely to see a hard push. Watch for a break above 78 cents. It does look like it's getting ready to rip, for sure. Volume is consistent. Corrections aren't very harsh. RSI only dropping down to about 40 at the lowest point, 38. So the risk isn't super high, just based on previous trends. I like it a lot. STPT. It's not popping up. I'm sorry, Rob. Or no, that's Eddie. My apologies. I'm sorry, Eddie. OCGN, not a problem. Not a lot of volume here. It's kind of stagnating. I think, so if I remember right, I presented OCGN as a quick double up play. They released some news about COVID vaccine for India, the second most populous country in the world. And we saw an initial huge gap up, right? A lot of people made a lot of money. But until some new news comes out, I think it's going to continue to stagnate. It's not doing anything bad, but it's not doing anything good either. It's just kind of sitting here. I'd watch for an increase in volume and watch for any sort of news release on OCGN. What concerns me is there's no volume here. NAO. Oh, NAOV I covered. BIOL. Yeah, no problem, Liam. I'm glad I could help. BIOL for next week, I still feel very, very good about. This is a stock that I have a position in. Currently sitting at $1.09. They were down 4.5% on the day, but we did recover basically to neutral, 5 cents at the after hours. And I'm very excited that they decided not to go through with, or it was declined, the reverse split. This would have turned a lot of investors off, and I think it would have plummeted. But now that we know that's not going to happen, at least for now, I feel very comfortable holding BIOL. The charts look extremely nice. It looks like it's trying really hard to push for the next level up. But one thing, just to be transparent, is there is a little bit of selling pressure here. So we've got a couple of really long candle wicks touching at this level at 120. And if we don't push above that soon, it might start getting short attacked. So watch for a hold over $1. If it holds over $1, I think the risk isn't very high. But if it breaks below $1, it's probably going to retest that 85 cent range. JAGX, I'll cover that again quick, but JAGX isn't bad. Yeah, it looks good. It looks like it's bottomed out. It's ready for the next leg up. Volume hasn't been doing much, but once they start releasing more news about their merger, it'll come back. This is just a stock that's going to take some patience. It's still very bullish. It's just been consolidating. A little bit of up and down movement, but it looks very good right now. GENE. I'll take a look at that quick. Ooh. Holy, that's nasty. That's a pretty huge gap up. Oh, Jesus Christ. Well, it has been bleeding since the gap up, so if you bought at the top, you're probably hurting right now. I feel that. I've been a bag holder before. But it does look like it bottomed out, so that looks nice. That is a good thing to see. Still bullish territory. It could go either way. Macroscopically speaking, this is still bullish territory. We did set a new higher low, which is good. We didn't give it all back. We gave back a lot of it, but we didn't give it all back. So that is good to see. Quick retracement. Yeah, it broke beneath the retracement, so the Fibonacci is not going to tell us much. It does tell us, though, that there's a pretty solid resistance at 640. So if you see it push to 640, it'll probably start moving again, but it looks like right now it's going to consolidate for a little while. Not a lot of volume here, so it looks like this might have been a pump and dump stock, to be completely honest. Yeah, I'm just concerned about the volume. We lost it all, so it's back to these regular amounts of volume. I'm guessing it was one huge news release, just based on the charts, and then people took profits and moved on. Well, they've got a catalyst on 128. Well, that'll be good. I'm glad you said that. I didn't read that right off the bat. My apologies. So that catalyst for 128, if you're willing to hold for a while, it should be good. We're going to probably see an increase in that volume again. That changes things a lot. I'm glad you said that. But as of now, you're probably not going to see much price action until maybe a day or two before that in anticipation for the stock. I'm going to scroll to the bottom just to keep up with everybody. AUPH had FDA approval 8 p.m. on Friday night. I'm so glad you brought that up. I've got a video out on this. This is the stock I'm getting into. I'm very, very excited for AUPH because they were halted, actually. People tried buying into this, and it was halted because there was way too much demand. I think this has a lot of potential to go 50% to 100% in a single day. There's a lot. It's going to be crazy. Volume is definitely there. We see a huge consistency in volume. We've got the gap right here between the 15 VOMA and 200 EMA. And the deal they're striking is worth $1 billion. But they're expecting $1 billion in revenue. And the company is worth, I think, $1.8 billion, their market cap, if I remember right. I'll check quickly just to verify. AUPH. So if they're a market cap of $1.88 billion and this deal is $1 billion, you can assume, well, I suppose not assume, but you can speculate that it can grow at least 50% based on that. That's what other people are probably going to be looking at. So I think this is going to have a lot of potential to touch $22, $25, $30, but just tread very cautiously. Don't be sad whatsoever with taking your profits. CTRM, I'll take a quick look. It looks good. They had news come out recently saying they're going to start refinancing some debt. I have that article pulled up right here. $15.3 million debt financing, so that's good. I think investors like to see that. If you see it push above 42 cents, I bet you will retest some of these previous highs. It looks very bullish right now. Volume is consistent. We've got a little bit of selling pressure here, some long wicks on the top. So this could go either way, but it is still trending bullish nonetheless. A little bit of a bullish flag, not a clean one. We've got some long wicks here, but it is a bullish flag. So currently favoring some heavy movement. Kevin says, Trey, my wife said you were going to look at JADA. I hope you didn't lie to her. No, I didn't lie to her. I'll take a look. I promise you, my man. Looking at JADA right off the bat, it looks like it did a little bit of consolidating. Volume, pretty consistent. It was oversold for a pretty long period of time. So if you're able to buy in during that time, I think the risk was pretty low. You just had to be patient with the movement. But it's hanging just below this 18% retracement. So if you see it pushing a hold above that, I think it's pretty likely that we retest some previous levels of support, which will be acting levels of resistance. And right off the bat, what's catching my eye, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different touch points right here at 18.79 cents. So this is a very strong acting level of resistance. If we push above 18.79, I think it's pretty likely that we see a nice push for some of these previous highs. Volume, we're going to be looking for a little more volume, something like this. The volume is down a little bit. Our side has not touched overbought in a while, but it is getting ready to. It looks like it's just getting ready. I like that it consolidated very well after this little bump right here. It didn't just give it all back. It looks pretty bullish. We have, oh, I didn't even look at that right off the bat. This could be the beginning of a nice run. We've got this gap up happening here between the 15 VOM and the 200 EMA. It looks like the beginning of the next run. Very similar to right here. Very similar. That looks good. TRXC, I'll cover that one more time. TRXC is looking real good, real good. It looks like it's getting ready for the next leg. And what I like to see a lot is once we see this really big green candle, that can scare some people, and you might see profit taking, but we didn't see that. We didn't see that at all. And it's currently using this 391 retracement level as a line of resistance. So if you see a push through 391, I think it's pretty likely we push to 444 and then all-time highs. Extremely bullish, large gap between the 15 VOM and 200 EMA, consistent volume, corrections not very harsh. Usually when it corrects, it's only down to the low 40s, so there's not a ton of risk involved just based on previous trends. If you're looking for an entry point, 359 is probably going to be the likely level of support. So if you can get it at 359, I think you'll do pretty well. Scroll down to the bottom just to keep up with everybody. ZOM? I'll cover ZOM. This is a hold for me. Oh, I gotta clean up this chart, man. Why do I do this to myself? Terrible. You can tell I spend way too much time on ZOM. Way too much time. That is ugly. I'm gonna get rid of all this junk, but I like ZOM a lot. They have a Truforma system, which they're working on right now. And if you're not familiar with what Truforma is, I'll just show you the website really quick. But essentially, it is a system that's going to help regulate the thyroid and let's just pull it up. The thyroid and adrenal gland in pets, specifically dogs and cats. And if they can commercialize this, I think it's a very niche market that not a lot of competition exists in. And I know some people have hits out on ZOM. They're like, I don't know why you would ever get in ZOM. They have a bad history of financials, and like I get that. There's risk involved for sure. But with most penny stocks, they're penny stocks for a reason, and it's because you're investing in the idea of the potential for growth and not previous growth, right? So if we were investing in ZOM for previous growth, it would already be worth $30. But it's not, because the previous growth isn't there yet, right? And that's why the reward is so high, because the risk is high as well. So I feel good about ZOM. I'm still holding. It looks like we found a nice bottom out here at about 91 cents. And that lines up really well with some previous candles. I like to see that a lot. It looks like we're beginning the next run. The gap is still there between the 15 VOM and 200 EMA. It's still bullish. I think it's just consolidating. It was consolidating for a while, but it looks like we might have found a bottom out. So if we see a push above $1 again, I think it'll bring some action for sure. ACST, I think ACST went nuts, didn't it? No, that was AZRX, but ACST also did some pretty good stuff. Looks like the beginning of a cup and handle formation here. Cup right there. Volume's up and down. It's not super consistent, so it's not going to be as easy to predict, but the corrections are not harsh, which I like to see. And if you buy in right now, you're not sitting too bad. It's not at the bottom, but it's near the bottom, which I do like to see. So we've got a nice support right here with a couple different candles touching right at 77 cents. If you see it bounce back down to 77 cents, that's a good entry, but I don't think 82 cents is bad either. I think the upside here is pretty high and the risk is pretty low. Watch for an increase in volume. If you can buy this under a 50 RSI, I think it'll do really well. It's definitely bullish. It's still moving. ACST looks good. I'm going to come to the bottom. I'm sorry for everybody that I'm missing. I really do apologize. I try to get to as many people as I can. NOVN is another ticker that should swing. I'm up 20%, looking to get another 15% before I pull the trigger. ONVN. Oh, wait. Oh, NOVN. That looks good. That doesn't look bad at all. Yeah, we got it. Oh, that's a filthy double bottom. That's nice. Look at this. That's a picture perfect George W. That looks like the beginning of another run, without a doubt. Heavy buying pressure here. And that's with not a lot of volume, which I like to see. That's nice. This looks good. If you see a push for, I would say, $1.45. Push over $1.45. We've got like 5 different touch points here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 different touch points. Push through that, it'll be pretty violent. I think it'll be nice. Very nice. That's a good swing opportunity. EXLA. I have looked at this in the past, apparently. Not today, but I have looked at this. Filthy cup and handle right here. Double bottom out right here. Triple bottom, actually. Yeah, it's getting ready. This thing's getting ready to do something for sure. Not a lot of volume, so that's why it's consolidating. But if you see another push in volume here, man, look at the growth off of almost no volume. Guys, I'm telling you, if this gets any sort of volume, it's going to be insane. Because it's growing right now with almost nobody trading it. That's dirty. That's real dirty. I like that a lot. I think a safe entry point is if you see it bottom out one more time at 95 cents. And God, if you see a quadruple bottom on this, that is the most bullish indicator you could possibly ask for. That says this thing is going to go to pound town. I'm telling you, this looks really good. Really good. I would hold if you have a position. And if you want to establish a position, under 98 cents, 95 cents preferably. Larry Lee says, "You're the man, Trey. Thank you for what you do." I appreciate that, my friend. I enjoyed it. This is play for me. It's a lot of fun. Trey, love the vids, mate. Watching from the UK. What do I think of DSGT? I'm glad you're watching, Jonathan. Appreciate that. Appreciate the love. Take a quick look here. Just draw a retracement. This gives me an idea of potential support lines. Of course, I fudged that up. I'll redraw it. It's just easier this way. So retracements, looking at very nice hold at 82 cents. That looks really clean. And it's currently holding above 98 cents too now. So it does look like it's beginning some stair stepping. Volume is a little low, a little lower than we've seen in the past, but it is good to see that we're gradually climbing. As this begins to retest some different levels of resistance here, like we've got resistance sitting at $1.12. That's pretty clean. And then $1.31. That's going to bring in more volume, so that looks good. That looks really good. Jason says, "Hey, I'm colorblind, and I can see the chart on Telefine. Keep up the good work. Birmingham, UK." I appreciate that, man. I just want to be as useful and helpful to everybody as I can, for sure. I've learned so much about reading charts from watching you. Thank you so much for sharing your knowledge. Lala, I appreciate that too. Seriously, it's super easy to learn, I'm telling you. I'm not that inherently smart of a guy. I got my undergraduate in nutrition. Anybody can learn how to read charts. My suggestion is to check out Rainer Teo. Rainer Teo is the best technical analysis YouTuber that I have ever seen. And he is a very good place to start. So I'll just drop his YouTube name in the comments here, and I'll pin it for everybody that wants to check him out. pin message. So if you're interested, go ahead and give that a start. TPTW. I'll check out TPTW quick. TPTW. And CLWD, do this. Why won't CLWD do this? Oh God, that looks very nice. That looks like a very clean chart. I don't mind that at all. Volume is consistent. RSI corrections not harsh whatsoever. It's consolidated very well. It's holding up over 6 cents. Looks like it's getting ready for the next run. Looks very good. Yeah, and you got a lot of buying pressure here. Long candle wicks underneath. Looks good. If you see another push in volume, I'd anticipate a push for that 7 cent retest. And if you push above 7 cents, I think you're likely to see almost 10. I'm going to scroll to the bottom just to keep up with everybody. To viewers here, please support Trey's channel and mash the like button. Thank you. I appreciate that for sure, for sure. It's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. It does help a lot. I do appreciate when you guys do. TPTW. Oh, I did cover that. INUV. We'll check out INUV quick. So INUV is a hold for me. I plan on having my position in this for at least a couple months. They have an intent key feature, which is an advertisement market. And if it can get capitalized on by Google, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, all those big name ad companies, there's a lot of money in ads, right? Or even if they act as a competition to those companies, I think there's a lot of potential. So I have a position in INUV at $1.13 with 2,200 shares. I'm up 56% and I feel no pressure to sell whatsoever. Charts look very bullish. Double bottom out right here at $1.51. It looks like it's beginning the next run. Volume's even down too. So what I like to see a lot is all this green volume is not getting matched by red volume. So I think there's a lot of people holding here. Correction, not very harsh. Only came down to 39 on the RSI. I think this is a huge, huge buy and hold stock, without a doubt. Getting late here. Sorry I can't be here till the end. Thanks, Trey, for your advice and parting knowledge. No problem, KC. I'm glad you came. That means a lot. Thank you. Lala, I appreciate that too. Hyliion. Hyliion coming for Oliver Jones. Hyliion's doing a lot of trading sideways. I think that right now, Hyliion has a great potential as a swing trade because we're seeing a lot of action happening in a very tight price window, right? So if we just look at these levels of support and resistance right now, you're looking at a lot of price action happening between these two zones. A lot of price action happening between 1537 and 1856, right? So we see these tests of 1856 and it's rejected over and over. And we keep coming down very close to 1537 and then coming back up to 1856. And until we break above 1856, I think you're going to continue to see this happen. So I think the best opportunity currently with Hyliion is as a swing. Hit that bottom at 1537, get a position, ride it up to 1856, get out. You could short the stock down. I don't like shorting. That's not my trading style, but you could short the stock until you see some bounce, get out, long the stock back up. There's a lot of opportunity here as a swing trade. I think that's the best. Consistent volume. We know based on the patterns what we expect out of the chart. It's got a bullish flag formation right now, so this should move to the upward direction. But nothing's guaranteed. It's just what the charts are saying. So right now, I'd say this is bullish territory. We do have a crossover with the 15-day VAMA over the 200 EMA. So I'd say this is currently bullish. It'd make the most sense to long this as a swing. That's my opinion. GEVO is a set it and forget it stock. This is going to treat you really nice for a long time. Biden being in office, he has relations with the founder of the company, and I think that this is going to be a huge 2021 growth stock, like 3, 4, 5x potential. 1041, good entry point if you can find it. If not, you see a push above 1168. Get in right before the breakout, and you're gonna do fine. You are my boy. No problem, Kevin. Great job, Trey. CTLE thoughts. I'll check it out. Man, no hate whatsoever. I just really want CLWD to do this. CLWD is really pissing me off. Oh well, what do you do? CTLE. CTLE looks really good. It looks super clean. That looks very nice. There's a little bit of selling pressure here at the peak, so we might see it push back down. Nice support sitting at that 0.0032 line. 1, 2, 3 different candle wicks. I think if you see this pullback, that's likely going to be where it happens. This could go either way. I think there's a little bit of indecision happening here because we got long candle wicks on the top, but long candle wicks on the bottom too. I don't think people know where this is going yet. The volume is there, so the volatility is going to be high, but it is extremely overbought right now. Like way overbought. 92. I would very highly recommend not chasing this. Wait for a pullback, wait for some price action, or you might get burned. You might make money, right? It could continue to grow, but this is uncharted territory. We don't really know anything on previous trends about where this could go. And I'd rather miss out on money than lose money. That's just my personal preference. I'm gonna scroll to the bottom. Wait, there was something up here I thought I missed. He ain't looking at OGEN. I'll take a look at that quick. I apologize. Ooh. Oh, man. That's nasty. Oh, that's filthy. That looks good. I like that a lot. Holding really well at $1.07. Nice bounce. This was a bullish flag formation. Nice consolidation. Volume is not even there. It's climbing off of almost no volume. If you see a push in volume, this is going to go absolutely crazy. Corrections. It does correct pretty harshly in the past, but the most recent price action, it's been correcting really nicely. Lowest is like 34. Trading currently a hair above neutral. So there's a little bit of risk if you buy in right now, but not a ton. I think the best entry point would be $1.01 to $1.07, but it's extremely bullish. Huge gap between the 15 VOM and 200 EMA. It's gapping up every single day, which is exactly what I look for to see that a continuation in bullish trending. It looks very good. Very nice. MLFB. A lot of buying pressure. Long candle wicks underneath here. Good volume. It is overbought right now, but it's extremely bullish. Huge gap here between the 15 VAMA, 200 EMA, growing every single day. Consolidating very well from this previous run up, and there's a lot of buying pressure. Weak selling pressure, strong buying pressure. I love seeing these long candle wicks underneath the candles right here. I think it'll continue to run. If you have a position, I would hold. If you're looking to get a position, we've got very strong support right at 0.0158. And if you can buy in right there, you'll do extremely well. That would be a situation where I would just set a limit order, and if it rips down there, grab it and just let it rip. Trey, ACST this week coming up, it's taking off again. ACST. I covered it previously, but I'll take another look. The chart looks so good. It looks beautiful. Volume is consistent. It's down a little bit, but there's upcoming catalyst, if I remember right, with ACST. I think this is going to continue to run. Man, I can't believe how hot the biopharmaceutical sector is right now. It's insane. There's a lot of potential. You could just throw a dart on a board of biopharmaceutical stocks and you'd probably make money. Nice support sitting at 77 cents. If you can get in there, you'll do well. Scroll to the bottom. Keep up with everybody. Congrats on the move. Thank you, my friend. Check out the news on ACST. I will. Maybe I just need to go to their website. ACST Pharma. So take a look at their website quick. News and events. I'm not seeing anything right now. Press releases. Media. Maybe they're just not keeping it up to date. What's the news? Let me know what their news is, and I'll definitely look into it. Sold my NNDM on Thursday. High SMH spray. They do another offering. Man, I feel you. I feel you. NNDM is going to be a growth stock. This is not going back to penny stock realm. It's going to continue to run. It looks really, really filthy right now. It's on a nice upward moving channel. I think it'll continue its run. You seem too happy. Check out CRSM and hit me with the bad news. That's funny. It doesn't look, you know what? Actually, I don't think I can even give you bad news. It looks like a trend reversal is coming. Unless you'd like me to hit it with you, I can lie. I can just say it's not looking good, but it doesn't look bad. It doesn't look bad. There's buying pressure. This last candle, nice long wick underneath. Volume is consistent. Looks like I could continue a run. I'm going to be looking for a push above some certain levels. Yeah, it's coming up on a crucial one. So if it breaks through 0.0115, I think it'll continue to run. It doesn't look bad. Everyone Google JADA Coinbase. I'll do it for you. To reverse merge with Jade Art Group. Well, that was from September 22nd. That's kind of old. There has been rumors going around that Coinbase could potentially go public through a reverse merger with Jade Art Group. Most people speculate that the SPAC will choose Coinbase. This could be potentially pretty solid. I don't see how that could go bad. I mean, most mergers or SPAC plays are usually pretty hot. The float is bought, I think, but my goodness. Yeah. NXTD. It looks like it wants to be bullish, but it's not doing it yet. There's not a lot of volume here. I think there's better opportunities in the market right now. This is a little bit bearish. We had the cross under with the 15 VAMA with the 200 EMA. And until you see a trend reversal, it looks like it might, right? It might start to push, but we're gonna look for a push above a level of resistance. Currently sitting around here. And it's approaching it. So watch carefully. If it bounces off $1.31, it's likely you're gonna see a continued bearish trend. If it pushes above, you'll likely see a trend reversal. This is a very strong level of resistance. There's a double bottom right here, and another touch point right here. A lot of candles over here. That's a strong level of resistance. So if it pushes over $1.31, it should be bullish. SENS? Yeah, no problem, Gordzilla. Thanks for contributing so much to the community. Much love. I love what I do, man. It's a lot of fun. I enjoy it for sure. SENS is good. This is a set it and forget it play. I think this is going to have a huge opportunity. I can see this being an $8 to $10 stock in a couple months. Volume is consistent. We see a lot of price action in the after hours in the pre-market. SENS is a very highly sought after stock. And what I like to see is after they did their direct offering, people scooped that up. It did not last. I mean, we were down on the day, but not a lot, right? It looks real clean. In fact, in the after hours, we're up a pretty decent amount, 262 compared to 231. I love SENS. This is a play where I think if you see a pullback to 238, you'll do well. And I would just set it and forget it. This is how I feel about INUV too. I feel the same way about INUVO. I think both of these are going to treat you really good. It will go to hundreds. That'd be nuts. To hundreds? That'd be so nasty. Could you imagine that? Ooh, Jesus Christ. What is 100 divided by 0.18? You would make 55,000% return. Oh, Jesus. That's nasty. That's so crazy. That'd be a lot of money, man. Naked breakout soon. It looks like it wants to. It's trying really hard. It's holding really well above this support line at 43.47 cents. Current wedge formation. It looks like it bottomed out again. And if it did, if this is a triple bottom, I think you're getting ready for another run. Volume consistent. RSI is approaching 50. It looks like it's the beginning of another upswing. I don't mind that at all. I think naked's safe. I'm not going to say it's going to run yet, but it's definitely not going to drip. It looks pretty safe. I don't mind that at all. Do you have a video of how to read charts and what it all means on it? Yes, XR. I always type your name in the ticker bar. I do have one video out talking about the 3 indicators that I use the most: the RSI, the 200 EMA, and the 15-day VAMA. And those are the 3 indicators that I use to predict breakouts and beat the hype type stocks. So if you are interested in that, I do have a playlist on the channel talking about technical analysis. But I would recommend watching Rainer Teo. He's the best YouTuber out there for that kind of information for sure. Why 1? I'm not sure what that is. I'm gonna be honest. Ron, welcome. SYN. Synthetic Biologies. That looks like a nice chart. Nice, beautiful cup and handle right now. Oh, actually, it looks like it's getting ready to run. It looks really, really ready to run. This thing looks like it's about to take off. It is so close to a really crucial level. This is a huge resistance line right here at 95 cents. If it pushes above that, it's going to be violent. I mean, like violent. That's a long spring load. It's getting ready. A lot of bullish confirmations here. Good bottom out. Good bottom out. Stair stepping every single day, setting higher lows. It's getting ready. It looks really clean right now. I like that a lot. If you're looking for an entry point, I think if you see it pull back to about here, 90 cents or so, I think you'll do pretty well. 90.64 cents. That's what we're going to call it. Anywhere near that, I think you'll do good. Do you think BNGO will follow NNDM's path with all the offerings coming at every peak? Thanks. No problem, man. I'm glad to talk about it. BNGO is a company that does a direct offering quite frequently, but that's not a bad thing, right? That's good for the growth of a company. So if you're willing to, as an investor, stomach those down days or even add to your position with those down days, I think BNGO is going to continue to do what it's doing. It's an absolute powerhouse of a company. It's been growing like insane amounts. They were up from 50 cents. Like if you got on at 50 cents and you held the entire time, you were up 2,000% right now, and that's insane. You really can't beat that. So I would continue to hold, or no, maybe that's not 2,000%. $1 would be 100. I can't do math, but you're up a lot. You're up a lot. I would continue to hold. I like BNGO. It's not bad at all. CRNT. It looks pretty solid. Doesn't look bad. We got a nice little bottom out right here. Good resistance, good support level at 471. It looks like it's beginning another upward movement. Good gap between the 15 VOM and 200 EMA. That gap up is kind of ugly though. It is good to see that we held above that. If we broke beneath that, it would have been bad, like bad. It would have hurt. But we held that level with this gap up. I think it's likely you'll eventually see this gap fill. That's typically what happens when you see a gap up like this. So what that means is you'll probably see some price action happening there in the future. But it's not guaranteed. Just watch for a hold over 471. If it breaks, it's going to be pretty gnarly. But looks like it's on an upward movement. Volume's down a little bit. It is going down every day. But it looks like a trend reversal. Good entry point. If you see it pull back to 471, that looks clean. But if you don't, 518 looks pretty good too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different candle wicks here. This should be a pretty strong acting level of support. Hyliion, best opportunity as a swing trade right now. A lot of up and down movement happening in between a pretty tight price zone. So bounce off 1856, bounce off 1537 happening multiple times. I think the best opportunity here is as a swing. It's trading sideways right now. Do you think it's still too late to invest in BW? That's not my trading style. I wouldn't get into this personally. I don't like buying it at all-time highs. That's a lot of risk because we haven't seen it correct yet, you know? It could continue to run. I mean, I don't see any selling pressure yet. It is very clean price action, but it might not. What I do like to see is there's a lot of volume. The volume is increasing every single day, and as long as we see that volume stick around, it should continue to run. But be cautious because we haven't seen a pullback yet. I'm going to draw a retracement just to give us an idea of what we could expect if there is one. And if we do see a pullback, it's probably going to be around here, not 591. So you could buy in right now, right? And you'd be okay, maybe. I like it better if you wait a couple days and watch for a pullback. I think there's just less risk involved. Unless you see an absolute unusual amount of trading volume pop in and you can catch it in the first 5 minutes, then you could probably ride that up for a quick swing, but just be cautious. Naked has till May to get over $1. That is true. Naked is not very good about press releases. I personally would not hold this as a mid to long term. It's good for swing trades, but they are bullish right now. They are moving. They're moving. This is a stock with a little more risk because they don't have a lot of press releases, not a lot of news coverage. Volume is a little inconsistent, but the charts do look bullish right now. JAGX getting ready for another run. It bounced very nicely off of about $2.80. Getting ready to push over 341 level of resistance. And if you see a push over that, it'll start retesting some previous highs. We did see a nice run here in the pre-market, followed by a bleed. But they have a double bottom right here at $3.10. Holding very well right below this level of resistance. Push above 341 and enter some nice bullish territory. Dare. I will cover Dare for you, Lala. Dare looks pretty good. Yeah, that's a nice chart. Ooh, that ain't bad at all. It's trading right now pretty sideways. Very tight price zone. This is actually picture perfect. That's picture perfect. So you can play this a couple ways. You can play it as a swing, get in at the base at 272, right at the 301, exit, and do it again, rinse and repeat. Or this looks like a wedge formation, and if we see a break above the top trend line, it should be pretty violent. And you can get a position if you see a bounce off the bottom trend line. I think 280, you do pretty well getting in at. So if you can get in at 280, 270, somewhere in that range, and we see a push above this top trend line, it should start moving again. But this is bullish territory. Nice, clean, bullish flag right now. Good long flagpole. Draw up the trend lines quick. Man, if I can even work this mouse. Got that. Yeah, that's clean. It's currently hugging the bottom trend line a little heavier, so there's a little bit of selling pressure, but this is still bullish. It doesn't look bad. Volume is down though, so the volatility is not as high. RSI trading neutral. This could go either way, but it is slightly favoring bulls because consolidation is bullish in nature. The longer price consolidates, the more likely you are to see a push. So Dare looks good. I don't mind that. What's my price target for ZOM all the way till end of March? I think it's going to be huge. I would say $3, and that's being very conservative. That is very conservative. This is something I find very interesting, and I want to share this with you guys. If we go over to Market Watch and we look at JAGX. So let me pull up JAGX quick. They have a market cap of $418 million, trading at $329, right? $418 million market cap. Let's look at ZOM. $800 million market cap, trading at 97 cents. How does that make any sense? I'll tell you what, it doesn't. It doesn't make sense. Either ZOM is undervalued or JAGX is extremely overvalued, and I don't think it's the latter. So I think ZOM is undervalued and is getting ready for another run. I think at the end of March, very conservatively, $4. That Truforma system, if they commercialize that well, it can be a huge, huge player. And like a year from now, this could be a $10, $12, $15 stock. Like this is a huge, huge market. Like taking care of pets and pet health, being able to regulate the thyroid gland and the whole 9 yards. Like this is there's a lot of potential here with ZOM. I like it a lot. I feel very convicted about ZOM. $4 is my price target. Dare has a deal with Bayer, looks solid. Yeah, for sure. I mean, the charts look good. They're definitely bullish. I don't know anything about the deal, but typically, you know, if there's any sort of positive deal, it should continue to move. Any sort of news catalyst, and this is going to go absolutely crazy. It'll be filthy, like super filthy. That's a good setup. Is APXT worth buying back into? I sold it sideways to reallocate funds elsewhere. Yeah, this is a play I don't know about. This is like, I think Chris Sane is high on APXT and highly on, and I think eventually they're going to do something, but it's too far away. And APXT, I got out of my position. I had a position in this for a couple months. I took my like 10% profit or whatever I was up, and I put my money into a NOV, and literally the same day, I'm up 56%, $1,400. So I have absolutely no regrets selling out of APXT. I know that it's going to be a big player someday. They've got deals in the works with Microsoft, big name companies involved, right? They are going to do good, and I think it'll be a good company. But there's way too many stocks out there right now that are going insane to miss out on those runs. And I don't have any sort of remorse getting out of APXT right now. I'll come back to it in the future, but I'm not ready yet. CTRM. I do have a position in CTRM. Not up a lot. My dollar cost average is 37.9 cents, up 6%, 150 bucks. Looking bullish. It looks really, really bullish. It looks like it's getting ready for another run. Got a nice amount of buying pressure here, weak selling pressure, a lot of long candle wicks underneath. Getting ready to rip. It looks like a nice little George W. Double bottom. So if you see a push above 42 cents, which we did test, I think you're likely to see a retest of 44 and then 48. And if we push above that, it's off to the races. CTRM did also announce that they are doing some refinancing of $15.3 million of debt. And that is also a good sign to investors. They're a proactive team. I love to see that. I'm going to scroll to the bottom just to keep up with everybody. Re-entering ZOM in February. I don't think that's bad. ZOM barcoding turned people off on Friday, I think. Yeah, barcoding is ugly, and it had some really ugly barcoding. I put out a video on this, and I couldn't do anything except for laugh because this is literally just the ugliest barcoding I've ever seen in my life. Like, literally barcoded the entire day. Yesterday was a little better, but I think it's going to be okay. This barcoding, what's happening is you've got traders that are algorithmically selling and rebuying. They're selling at $1.01, rebuying at $1. And if you sit here and you do this for 5 hours, and let's say you do it with 10,000 shares, right? You make a crap ton of money. And I think that's what happened here. You had some traders scalping the crap out of this stock. But I'm not sweating about ZOM. I feel good about ZOM still. Nice little, I mean, besides this huge sell-off right here, nice double bottom. Pushed through that again, false break, came back up, end of the day in bullish territory. I still hold my position in ZOM. I'm going to continue to hold. You're just in for a bumpy ride if you want to ride this out. But if you do want to re-enter in February, I don't think you're going to go wrong there. You might miss out on a little bit of gains. I think maybe by February we're looking at $2. It's up to you. There's a lot of hot stocks right now, and I wouldn't blame you for sure. Exit point for a NOV. Well, actually, I'm going to cover Sundial first. So Sundial, I know, recently became debt-free, which I do like to see. Currently in bearish territory. They did, I don't know what this is. Why did I draw that? Currently in bearish territory. 15 volume across underneath the 200 EMA. Volume is consistent. Correction, a little bit harsh. It's crossed under 30 a couple times. But it looks like it might have found a bottom. We do have, on the daily chart, a double bottom right here, the George W, which is a bullish indicator. Could be a sign of an incoming trend reversal. Not guaranteed though, but it could be a sign. So we do have that right here. Nice strong level of support sitting at 62.2 cents. So that's how that's looking right now. Currently bearish territory. I'm not going to say there's a trend reversal coming in. I'd like to see a little more movement, but it does look like I found a bottom at the very least. So that's how that looks. Oh man, Lon Amateur. Jesus, you're generous. I really appreciate that. You didn't have to do that. I mean it. That means a lot to me. Thank you for the $20 donation. I will cover every single one of those stocks that you just mentioned. SIN. SIN is loading the spring right now. This is a crucial time. So we're getting really, really close to pushing over 94 cents. And if it pushes above 94 cents, it's going to be parabolic. There is a big, fat, filthy cup and handle formation right here on the charts, which is bullish territory. We've got this loading the spring consolidation action. Consolidation favors buyers, favors bullish action. You push above this 95 cent mark, it'll be mean. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different contact points here. That's a very crucial level of resistance. So push above that's good. It looks bullish. We'll cover ADXS quick. Also looks good. Also looks good. Not as nice as SYN, but it is a nice chart. We've got this very nice looking bullish flag forming. I'd like to see it bounce a little more off these trend lines. It's not quite doing that, so it's bleeding a little bit, but it's not bad. This doesn't look bad. I think a good entry point, if you're looking for an entry point, is going to be right around here at about 75.9 cents. But it does look bullish still. Nice gap between the 15 VOM and 200 EMA. Bled a little bit from this big gap up in the pre-market. Volume, a little bit inconsistent. Corrections. It does correct pretty harshly. But it's on an upward moving channel. I mean, we were at 35 cents a month ago. Currently trading at 76. So if you want to set it and forget it here, the trend says it'll keep doing that. Yeah, it doesn't look bad. It looks really good. And I think now is a pretty safe entry point. Now is a great entry point. Oh, wait, I was looking at the wrong day. My bad, my bad. If you see it pull back under 50, I think you'd be pretty good. I'll cover Gen quick. Gen looks good. Consolidating right now. Actually, this looks like the beginning of what could be another run-up. Crossover with the 15 VOM over the 200 EMA. This is how I predicted JAGX. The only thing we're not seeing is that increase in volume. If we saw an increase in volume, I would be so convicted with this. But it's just consolidating right now. It's getting ready to load the spring. It looks like we're starting to set higher lows and higher highs. And if we see a retest of right around here, retest of 74.4 cents, it should be pretty mean. And we are coming close to that. You can see it's an acting level of resistance right now. So if you see a push above that, I think you'll likely see 84 cents. Take a quick look at blue. I don't think it's found a bottom yet. It's still stair-stepping. So watch for a bottom out. If we draw a retracement, I'm willing to bet that it doesn't retrace. Yeah, we broke beneath the retracement, so I don't think it's found a bottom yet. I would keep watching. Let it bleed a little longer. I think you're likely to see it stop right around here. $3.67. That's my guess. AZRX is nasty. This is so nice. Oh. Oh, man. That is a filthy bottom out right there. That's picture perfect. I wish I still had my position in this. That's all I'm going to say. I do not. But AZRX is off to the races, man. Looks like a lot of buying pressure. I think it's likely we see another bounce off of $1.70, but if we don't, I think you'll do pretty well getting in. Let me look at a retracement. You'll do pretty well getting in at about $1.79. I think $1.79 looks pretty good, which is right around where we're trading right now. AZRX is really bullish though. It looks very clean. So I hope that answers your questions. I know that was long-winded. I just wanted to make sure I gave you everything you were looking for. Go down to the bottom and keep up with everybody. We know you're excited about INUV and in it for medium to long. What is the best entry point next week? Good entry point, $1.51. We've seen a nice bottom out here, and if it doesn't continue this bullish run, that's where it's going to bounce. If you see a little bit of buying pressure, right, and we see a bounce off of $1.95, it's likely going to come back down to $1.70. So I can see this playing out two ways. If there's bearish pressure, selling pressure, $1.51 is perfect. If it's a green day, a lot of buying pressure, $1.71, perfect. Either way, if you hold this for a month, you're going to make a lot of money. So that's what I'm looking at right now. Scroll down to the bottom here. BIOL, I'll cover BIOL one more time. BIOL I still feel good about. This is about 24% of my portfolio right now. 7,000 shares, dollar cost average of 96.8. I'm up 500 bucks, 7%. I feel no pressure to sell yet. Honestly, if it dips, I'll just add to my position. This has a lot of opportunities. So you can play this off as a swing trade, and you can rinse and repeat very, very easily. So we do see that there is a tight amount of price action. I'm just going to delete this retracement quick. There's a tight amount of price action happening here between this area at 92 cents or so, and this area right around here at $1.20. We've seen this hit at $1.20 4 times now, and I think it's pretty likely that we see, you know, I'm actually gonna move this up just a hair. I like that a little better at 97 cents. So we've seen a bounce between these two levels quite frequently. So you can either play this as a swing, or this is bullish territory. We are stair stepping every single day, setting higher lows. And I think it's getting ready to push that $1.20. As this continues to squeeze and compress, you're just going to continue to see more buying pressure, and it is eventually going to break that trend. And if it doesn't, it's going to be bad, but I still feel very good about this. It's on an upward moving channel right now. Very nice, clean upward moving channel. I like it a lot. That's clean. That's as good as it gets. What do I think about SENS? I love SENS. I think this is a huge growth stock. And if you buy in right now, I think you're going to do pretty well. Watch for a pullback to $2.38. A couple different touch points here on the candles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, almost 8. I think $2.35 to 38 cents will be a good entry point, and it'll continue to grow. TMDI. It looks pretty bullish right now, but this is only 1 day of price action. Good gap right here. I'm wondering what the sell-off was, though. That's a little concerning. I don't know why they would open this low. That's crazy. They started the day extremely red and ended green. That's pretty nuts. It doesn't look bad. It is an overbought territory, or approaching overbought territory right now. So I'd watch for a little bit of a pullback. Retracement wise, if you don't see a hold over 271, 255 seems pretty likely. But first, there is a pretty strong level of support right here, where there is pretty weak selling pressure at about $2.61. So if you're looking to enter, 261 looks pretty good. Volume is there. It is overbought right now, so just watch for a pullback. XSPA has a price target of $54. What? $54? COVID testing. This might explain their growth. 52-week, $7. I can't find anything to explain the gap. There's only one analyst anywhere with that target. Hit $210 in 2017. Jesus Christ. Max. This company was worth $3,000? That is nasty. That is so gross. Holy crap. Well, it looks like they found their bottom. Yeah, it doesn't. The charts look good. I mean, it is growing right now. It's growing very nicely. Looks like little to no resistance whatsoever. Tesla-like growth, honestly. Very consistent volume. It has been overbought for a while, but anytime it's been overbought, the corrections have been very nice. Very, very nice. Only correcting in neutral, which isn't bad at all. That looks really clean. I like that a lot. I couldn't even tell you an entry point. It's just, there's not enough price action. It's just been moving up. All right, let me retrace. I'll see if I can give you any sort of idea. So retracement, we're looking at maybe $1.71. If you get in at $1.71, you might do pretty well. Otherwise, $1.65. We do have a candle wick touching. That'd be my suggestion, but that's bullish. That's as good as it gets. That's a nasty chart. So many hot stocks out there. Wish I had more money. Oh, I know. That's the biggest problem. There's so many stocks I want to be in, but I don't want to over diversify. Like, I just want to double down on my heavily convicted stocks. It's tough. It's tough for sure. D-Lock. That's a true micro cap stock right there. I really wish that CLWD would do this. I really wish they would. Well, it doesn't look bad. It's extremely bullish. We got a nice gap between the 15 VAMA, 200 EMA. Volume is down a little bit this last day, but that's not bad on a red day. Anytime it's red and you don't see a lot of volume, that indicates to me that there's a lot of investors putting their money in. So I like to see that. That's good. Double bottom right here. It looks bullish. That looks really good. The potential entry point, a couple candles touching at 5.4 cents. So look for an entry there, but it looks good. Another little handle formation right there. I like that a lot. It looks good. GEVO. Hang 10. That's what's up. GEVO is a set and forget it. This is going to be a mean stock for a lot of time to come. I love GEVO. I think they're doing good things. We know that Joe Biden has connections and relations with the founder of the company. So 2021, this should be pretty nasty. Anyone buying EXPR for a swing trade? I eat shots like 50. I know you're over at the Discord, man. I appreciate you watching. Oh! What happened here? Damn. Holy crap. That's nasty, man. That's filthy. That scares the crap out of me. I wouldn't want to touch that with a 10-foot pole, but that's a filthy chart. That looks really good. I think you're likely to see it pull back to 217. If I had to guess, that's where you're going to see it stop. But we can get a better idea based on previous trends. And based on previous trends, we broke beneath the retracement. So it might not. It'll depend on if we see a continuation of that volume. If the volume continues, I think the trend will continue. But we do see some selling pressure immediately after. Overall volume, if we take a quick peek. Overall volume, not a lot of people sold this. A lot of people still holding. A lot of green volume, not a lot of red. So it might hold. It might hold for sure. CCIV. I know this is a really hyped play. I wanted to get into it, but it scares me a little bit because it's all based on rumors. But if it does pan out, you're going to make a crap ton of money. Crap ton. That's some filthy price action, man. That looks really, really good. Nice clean run up right here. Retracement wise, I don't know if it'll happen. If we're waiting on news, right? So once the CCIV news comes out about whether or not they're merging with Lucid, I've seen some videos saying that it's very possible. They're speculating it's a yes. And if that does happen, it's going to be nasty. I can see this touching $30 really easily. I mean, think about this. It was started at $10 and now it's at 23 off of the rumor. So once the news hits, it'll be nuts. It'll go crazy for sure. I'm gonna have to send you some cash. Oh man, I wish I had trade type cash. I don't have that much money, man. I know there are people in the Discord that have a lot more than I do. What I do take pride in though is I started this account about 2 months ago with about $8,000. So I have added, periodically. I think since then I've added maybe 3,000. So we'll call it 11 grand. So I've tripled up my money in 2 months. I'm pretty happy with that. I'm very proud of my portfolio. It's not a lot of cash, but it's been very good growth. SEOVF. What I'm confused about is there's a decent amount of volume, but the price isn't moving. That seems like a little bit of market manipulation. That gap up is filthy. That's a pretty nasty gap up. I think you're likely to see some price action fill here. If I had to guess, typically what happens when you've got a gap like this is you spend some time filling that gap with price action. So if we take a quick look at what that would look like. There's a gap right here between this price zone at $1.13. And this price zone at about $1.91. And we have filled a lot of that, right? But I think you're going to spend a lot of time bouncing between these levels. $1.14, $1.91. And if we can break through $1.91, you're going to see a hard push. Like, it'll be good. But I think you're going to see a lot of price action fill here. It's still bullish, but it's just consolidating. Very neutral, not a lot of action. My military contract, when is it up? I actually just started, so I have to get at least 4 years active duty. I'll be moving out to Fort Bragg in June. I'll be in Fort Sill, Oklahoma until then. And I will be done. I think I started in September. So September of 2023, I believe. That's when I'll be finished. And at that point, my game plan is to be a full-time investor. I will likely go and get a master's degree in the market or finance. That way I can completely solidify my knowledge. I feel very comfortable about the market. I know that I'm good at what I do, but I will likely full-time be a YouTuber, full-time invest, and get more into day trading, because since I do work full-time, it's very hard for me to day trade. I have to do a lot of swing trading, and I think I would enjoy day trading a lot. So that's my game plan. Chance, LOL, seems worth the risk. Yeah, people are saying $50 to $100. That'd be pretty nasty. I've seen that too. I always like to err on the side of caution and not get people's hopes up, but if it does touch that, that'll be nasty. It'd be really, really dirty. TRXC. I'll take another look at this. TRXC looks good though. They're getting ready for another run. You see it push above 391, it'll keep pushing. Volume pretty consistent. I like to see all this green volume, not a lot of red. That means that a lot of people are holding this stock. Very bullish territory. It looks like it's getting ready for the next leg up. Potential entry point, 359. I don't think you're going to see a breakdown of 332. I think 359, we got a lot of candles touching. That'll probably be a pretty good entry. The connections between Lucid for CCIV are like a spider web. Everyone is intertwined. Amen, brother. Amen, Steve. OPTT. Filthy. I've covered this on my channel before, and I knew this was going to go nuts, and it did. It turned a lot of people off because it took a while, but it's doing what it's going to do now. Charts are good. It consolidated for a really long time. Finally broke above this channel right here, this 340 mark, and it's off. It's going nuts. That looks filthy. I think it's likely to see a pullback to 512, and if not 512, maybe a hair lower, $5. But I think it'll continue to run. So if you're looking for an entry, $5 looks good. You'll have 100,000 by Christmas. Kevin, that'd be nuts. I'd be very happy with that. Nickel and dime over time, man. I'm trying to get like you. No. You'll do better than me. You'll do better. GNOG bleeding right now. It's bleeding. But it will have its time. This is going to be a long-term stock hold, like 5 years. You hold this for 5 years, you'll be looking at a triple figure stock for sure. This is a set it and forget it play. Don't mind the day-to-day fluctuations. As time passes and online gambling or gambling in general is legalized in the States, this will continue to grow. Genus. Wow, it's finally heating up. Look at that. It took a long time for this to bottom out, but it did it. Crossover with the 15 VOM over the 200 EMA. We're going to be looking at a very... Oh! It already did it. Dang. I'm happy to see that. I know there are a lot of people that are really high up on GNUS. So it's good to see it finally moving. Yeah, push above $162. It'll be really mean. It looks like it's getting ready to rip. This is just the beginning of a run-up, I think. Volume is consistent and it's gapping. Double bottom right here. A lot of bullish confirmation. It looks good. How are we gonna roll in our Lambos next summer? Right? I feel. I'm more of an Audi guy. I like Audis, but they're not as nice as Lambos. You're not wrong. NAOV looks good. We see a nice bounce off of $1.30. Very strong acting level of support, and that is appealing to me. Volume is still there. There's a lot of green volume, not a lot of red. I think there are people still holding this, and it corrected only to neutral. Very nice. Looks very, very good. Catalyst for BIOL. we're looking at another webinar on BIOL next Thursday. They are expected to present on some of their different tech, right? They do have their BIOLACE water diode and soft tissue laser systems, and this is pretty huge stuff. I could see this being a company a year from now that is a double-digit company, and I feel very comfortable holding right now. I'll be holding it till at least Thursday, and we'll look at some price action, but this looks extremely bullish, and if that webinar goes well, it should be a good rip. If we look at Monday, so this is Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday. They had their webinar on Tuesday. So it was at about this time, you see a nice little push. I anticipate about the same thing. So maybe it pushed to about $1.20, $1.30. Sorry for showing up late. Didn't you say something a while back about GGII? I don't remember if I did or not, but I'll pull it up. Volume is up for sure. Looks like we might have found a pretty solid bottom. Yeah, that looks good. I think that's the bottom. I think this is the most safe answer. 0.0012. But be very, very cautious here, because this company is the very definition of a micro cap stock. That's risky. Be careful. That's all I have to say. But it is bullish. Volume is increasing. Correction was only to neutral. Not bad. Not bad at all. That's very interesting, though. I like to see that. That's cool. What's up with baby girl MVIS? Well, MVIS is pissing me off too, man. You can tell I spend way too much time looking at this. To be transparent, this is like half my portfolio. I have 2,190 shares, $14,804 in this. That's half my portfolio, and it's taking its time for sure. We're waiting on some sort of press release or news catalyst to get this moving. It's consolidating right now. It was getting ready to run, but right now it's consolidating. It's trading in a pretty tight price zone. I gotta really clean up these charts. They're ugly. I spend way too much time thinking about this stock, but all I can say about MVIS right now is it's consolidating. We gotta wait. It'll eventually do its thing. I am 100% holding this for eternity. Well, not for eternity. I'll sell it eventually, but I'm holding this for a long time. You can think of MVIS as the company that sells the pickaxes to the coal miners, right? So they have this automotive LiDAR tech that they're working on right now. And as this continues to develop, they're going to be able to really make a large amount of money on this. So they've got a presentation in April talking about their automotive LiDAR that they're working on. And if that goes well, they are going to be so competitive, and they're going to be able to hand choose the people that they want to give this to. Like we've got Microsoft, Apple, Tesla, Ford, all trying to get into the autonomous vehicle sector, right? And they're going to be able to pick who they want, because I guarantee you this automotive LiDAR goes well, that presentation, they're going to have a lot of people knocking on their door, and they're going to be able to negotiate some very heavy buyout prices. And I think lowballing a $10 billion buyout is very realistic. And to give you an idea, if that does happen, if there's a buyout, you were paid $7 per share per $1 billion of acquisition. So if there's a $10 billion buyout, you make $70 a share. And that's a low ball. A low ball. And I will not move a penny out of this stock. Every single swing trade that I make and I make a profit on, I put the profit here. And that is for a good reason. I know what MVIS is going to do. And it's going to take patience. Patience is what it takes with this girl, but it's looking good. As far as your options go, I still feel pretty good about this testing $10. It is bullish in nature. It is just consolidating right now. So we just need a hard push above $7.50. And if we push that, it is going to be out of here. Like out of here. You're going to have a really intense and mean short squeeze, because a lot of people short this stock and they're going to get caught so hard, and it's going to be nasty, like nasty. I can't wait. I've got nothing against people that short stocks. You can all make money however you want to make money, but not my girl Mavis. Not my girl Mavis. This is my favorite stock on the planet. $50 by May would be nasty. That'd be nice. Is it too late to get into plug? No. Just watch for a pullback. I think if you can get in around $61 to $62, you'll do pretty well. But you might not get the opportunity. We got a double bottom here. it'll continue to grow. Plug is a set and forget it play. I feel the same about plug as I do fuel cell. I just don't have a position in plug. I covered SENS a little bit earlier today. GHIV. Now, when it changed to UWM. Ooh. That's pretty nice. Consistent volume, very bullish territory, 15 VAMA over the 200 EMA. Yeah, that's clean. It's in an upward channel. I don't know if you're getting an opportunity for a pullback, but if you do, I think it's likely $103, $103.50. Watch for that. That'd be pretty good. CTRM. I covered this a little bit earlier today, but I feel good about it. It's bullish. It's consolidating right now. It's getting ready for the next leg. Setting higher lows and higher highs. It's holding above 40 cents very well. Long wicks underneath the candles. A lot of buying pressure. Weak selling pressure. I like that a lot. CLWD. I don't know yet. I think we've bottomed out. I feel pretty good about this being a bottom. We do have quite a few candles touching here at 7.5 cents. So I think 7.5 cents is the bottom. I think it is. I think from here it's going to start going up, or it's going to trade sideways. What's concerning and what's causing the issue is there's not a lot of volume. But this has been oversold for about 3 days now, and it's eventually going to correct. I mean, this is actually 4 days. 4 days of trading sideways. So it's either going to continue to trade sideways or it's going to start growing. And this is still bullish territory macroscopically. We're giving a lot of it back, but it should continue to grow sometime soon. Patience with this one. As long as it holds over 7.5 cents, I still feel pretty comfortable. BB. Is this BlackBerry? Yeah. Well, it'll go back to $100. I made a video on this a while back, and I said, hey guys, this stock has some potential. I think it would have been about a month ago. And I said, you know, they're expected to get back into the phone game with some smartphones, and I wouldn't be surprised if it hits. And it didn't do anything for a while, but now it's starting to move, and I feel pretty good. I don't know if it'll hit $100. Let's look at the 10-year here. Max. Yeah. I'll tell you what, think about this. Let's look at Apple. Apple, great phone game. $139, right? We know what Apple is. If BlackBerry can get into that sector and be as hot as Apple, it'll be filthy. That's how I'll say it. I can very easily see it retesting that $100 mark. Very easily. But it's going to depend a lot on their phone being desirable. People are going to want to have to buy it. That's the thing. Your boy Yam. Keep up the great work, my man. I appreciate that. I appreciate the donation. That means a lot to me. I really do. I appreciate everybody's time and just taking the time to watch this. So, MVIS is the king of LiDAR. Couldn't agree more. Just subscribed. Thanks. Thank you. Welcome to the channel. It's good to have you here. The clowns who short stocks are the same clowns who play the pass line in roulette. It's funny because I went to Vegas once and I just laughed at people doing that. That's a funny joke. That's a funny joke. I'm glad you said that. That's good. Oh man, you got me laughing pretty good there. AZRX. Look at them in a 1 month quick. AZRX looks good though. They look really nice. Bounce off a $170. We're stair stepping, higher lows, higher highs. Volume is increasing. I think they've got some upcoming news which should be pretty mean. I would continue to hold. Dr. Evil would laugh. MVIS, friggin' lasers. Heck yeah, man. I love MVIS. Even if people short it, whatever. AFA. I got in at 694. I don't think I would worry yet. That's a filthy entry, by the way. You got a nice margin sitting right now. You're doing good. Nate Boyd, thank you for the donation. I appreciate that, my friend. Fist bump. Let's do it. Retracement wise, from the base of the run up, I think you're doing good. I mean, if you want to take profits, I don't think you're going to go wrong. Sitting at 694 entry, if I remember right. Let me come back down. Yeah, 694. I mean, you have doubled up. So if you want to take profits, I don't think you'll do wrong. But it's not quite bearish yet. It's still moving. It's just trading sideways. We got, I mean, we did double bottom here, but the second one's a little bit lower. Watch for a hold over this right here. 1185. If it breaks below 1185, I'd lock in profits. If it doesn't, keep it riding. ADMP, hold. Big hold. They've got some big news coming. I think they're awaiting FDA approval. I'm going to err on the side of caution and say I don't know for sure, but I think I remember hearing that they are waiting on FDA approval on a certain drug. And if that gets passed, you're looking at something nasty, like nasty, nasty. I sold out of my position in this, and I have nothing but regrets. Nothing but regrets. Don't make the mistake I did. Let it ride. You were going places. Wishing you amazing success. Thank you, Patty. I appreciate that, my friend. I enjoy what we're doing. It's a lot of fun. ELCR. I'll check that out quick. I don't think I've even looked at this. That's a micro cap for sure. This looks like what CLWD's been doing. Found a bottom. Bottomed out at 0.0022. Retracement wise, we'll get an idea of some levels to watch for. Volume's a little bit down, was oversold. We're going to be watching for a little bit of volume to pump into this. And if you see some good volume come in, watch for a push above 0.0033. A couple of different candles touching here. That's a pretty significant level. That's where I would start. Entry, I think you're doing okay entering right now, but you're going to do better if you get in at 0.0022. If you see a double bottom, I'd feel a lot better about it. Do I like FRSX? I love FRSX. I wish that MVIS would do what FRSX is doing. I'm telling you, once MVIS gets back in that public relations game, they just gotta put out some freaking news. I'm telling you, MVIS will do what this company's doing. But I love them. They're good. They're doing really good. Right now they're consolidating, but this is a company that has a lot of potential. I mean, like 5, 6, 7, 8, 10x potential. I think almost as highly about FRSX as I do MVIS. Get them. Definitely. AUPH. Oh, buy. Big fat buy. They are gonna get absolutely crushed. They're gonna go insane on Monday. They actually got halted in the after hours on Friday because there was so much demand for the stock. I think this is gonna be an extreme hype play. They got FDA approval on something they're working on, and if we look at them on StockTwits, I hate that I have to use this as a resource, but I will. AUPH, their message volume is up 74%. Members, 37,000. I don't even know if they were double digits a week ago. So people are pumped. This will be a nasty play. OBLN, I'll take a quick peek. People told me to get this too. I wish I had more money, guys. I wish I could get into every play in the market. That is so nasty. That is disgusting. Looks really good. Retracement wise, you're looking for a push above 622. If you see a push above 622, I think you're likely to see another bullish movement, but it's just consolidating right now. A little bit of a wedge formation. Volume, not a lot of red. I think a lot of people are holding right now. Waiting for the next leg up. Still bullish. Big gap between the 15 volume and 200 EMA. Volume's down. A lot of green volume here, so people are probably holding this. Correction, a little bit harsh, but it did bottom out nicely. Now I think we're getting ready to stair step to the next high. Trash Trader says, trash dude, don't know shit about stocks. I don't know if you're talking about me or somebody in the chat, but I don't know, man. I feel like I'm doing pretty well. How do I think CTRM will do? CTRM looks good to me. They look bullish. And I do like that they have that article that came out about their refinancing of their debt. I think I have that pulled up still. $15.3 million debt financing. That shows proactivity, and people like to see that out of a management team. Nobody wants to see an ignoring problems. So I do like to see that. I think it'll be good. Currently bullish. Looks like a nice little bottom out here. I think it's just getting ready to run. Volume's there. It's consistent. Corrections typically are not harsh except for this one opportunity here. I'm guessing this is a direct offering if I had to guess. But otherwise, it's been bullish territory. You got an FRSX at 89 cents? Oh. You've been holding this for a long time. You got to be a very happy guy. Oh, that's dirty. We'll scroll to the bottom here. Just keep up with everybody. Do I do these live streams every week? I do. I try to do at least one a week. If I've got time, I'll do two. But I do try to do a weekly market recap with everybody, just to touch base and answer any questions you have about your stocks that you're invested in. Show you how I'm doing on the week. Answer any questions you have, the whole 9 yards. So I'll cover 5 more, and I'm going to call it. We have been going since noon. I have been doing this for 2 hours, and I think I'm going to cut it right around here. So we will cover CPRX, I don't know how to feel about this yet. Very consistent volume. It's trading pretty sideways. Right now, it looks like it's getting ready to start another leg up. Good support at 352. But if you see another bounce off of 378, I think it's likely we see another bounce back down to 352. I think there's a lot of opportunity here as a swing. I don't feel comfortable yet saying this is a growth stock. It's possible. It looks like they might. I don't know anything about the company though, so that's just from a technical perspective. This is the first time we cross back over the 200 EMA, and there is a gap now. So this could be the beginning of something for sure. Watch for a push over 378. That's my advice. Entry point 358 looks pretty clean. I don't think you're going to see 352 for a couple days, but 358 I think you might see. So watch for that. Hey, no problem, Roth. I appreciate that. That's good to see. FRSX is my favorite. ZOM is my favorite hate to love stock. I feel that. I feel that for sure. You're extremely good at what you do. Woo woo. I appreciate that. Thank you, Anki. For real. TSNP. I'll take a quick look at that. TSNP looks pretty good. It doesn't look bad. I think a good entry point, 33.5 cents, 33.7 cents is probably what that comes out to. Looks pretty clean. We could just call it 34 cents. There's a couple candles touching there. I think if you get in at 34 cents, it's pretty bullish, but try not to buy in at overbought territory. There's risk involved. It has been overbought for a while, so watch for a little pullback. I think that's the safest bet. I'll cover 3 more. ONCT. It's a little bit choppy. I see a lot of indecision here. There's a lot of really long wicks on top of these candles, so I don't think people know where this is going yet. Unless there's some sort of news catalyst coming out soon. The wicks on top and below of these candles to me is saying nobody really knows what to think of it yet. Volume is consistent, kind of trading sideways. There is a gap between the 200 EMA and the 15 VAMA, so this is currently bullish. Let's look for a retracement to give an idea of potential entry points. Good entry point's going to be at about 539, 540. That looks pretty good. It is currently moving up. I don't like this indecision in the candles. That's kind of ugly. It's a little bit choppy, but it is moving up nonetheless. And that's off of not a lot of volume. We saw this one big bump, and it's been holding and consolidating since. You see a push above $6. I think it'll keep running. TTOO. After this, I will cover 2 more. Consolidating, spring loading right now. This isn't bad whatsoever. This is actually a sign of strength. So we see this huge run up, right, and a little bit of a bleed, a little bit of a correction, and we're holding it extremely well and actually slightly stair-stepping. And that's typically a confirmation to buyers. They love to see that. So this is bullish territory. Even though we were red on the last day, the longer this consolidates, the more likely you're to see a pretty violent pop. And I think it's getting really ready to do a violent pop. So in an upward ascending wedge formation right now, setting higher lows ever so slightly every single day. I think you see a break above this top trend line at $2. It's going to be violent. Very good. TRXC has a small patent that was previously announced, just officially announced, that can this patent push it past $4.2? Well, I can't give you an exact price. Oh, you meant TRXC. My bad. Oh yeah, I think so. $4.2 for sure. Definitely. That's definitely realistic. We've already touched that level in the past. I can very easily see that. JADA. Yeah, a lot of people have said that there's like a $100 price target on JADA. If that merger goes through, that'd be insane. That's something I'm going to do a little more reading on. I want a little more conviction to know for sure. But if that's true, that'd be pretty nasty. I'm going to write that on my phone. JADA. All right, I'm going to cover one more, and we're going to call it Ally. Ally coming from Lifestyle of Alex. Appreciate you, bro. It looks clean. Look at a retracement here. Nice level of support sitting around $39. Not a lot of touch points. It's been in a really nice upward moving channel. Right now it's consolidating, right? But there's still a good gap between the 15 VOM and 200 EMA. Very consistent volume. This seems like a very solid growth stock, like something you don't have to worry about a lot. RSI very rarely touches over 70, but it also very rarely goes below 30. It actually has only once. So I think if you continue to see this neutral or slightly above neutral territory, it'd be a good one to just keep let riding for sure. Ally looks good. All right, I think that is what I'm going to cover for the day. Any last questions, comments, concerns from everybody? It was a great live stream. I love doing this, guys. If you guys enjoy it, please let me know, because I don't want to do something if you guys don't enjoy it. I try to provide you value as much as I can. I know these are long, this 2-hour live stream, that is a long time, but I do try to answer as many questions as I can, and I know that I miss people, but I really do my best to get you guys some value. So if you guys enjoyed it, please let me know. Awesome. Thank you, Lala. I appreciate that. Thank you, Nissa. Hey, Nissa knows what she's doing. She's over at the Discord. Great member. She's got some really solid plays. She knows her stuff. Thank you, Steve. Appreciate it. McMuffin Fireworks. I like that. That made me laugh. I like the name. Found you not too long ago and really enjoy your channel. Appreciate that, my friend. Please do this more. I will, Momo. Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Silas. Thank you, Monica. Vibhor. Weevo. Heck yeah. Mind Warp. The Netherlands. That's a reach. Thank you, Xavier. Thank you, Webfish. Weevo, thank you. I enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. Without a doubt. Without a doubt, without a doubt. Like the video so other traders can see. Hey, I appreciate that, Nissa. It really does help support the channel if you like the video. So if you take 2 seconds and do that, it really does mean a lot to me. For sure. The tiers of my Patreon. I have 3 different tiers, and honestly, I'm thinking about moving it down to 2. To be completely transparent and honest, it is extremely hard to keep up with the amount of growth that the channel has been seeing, so I will likely have 2 tiers in the future. The $5 tier offers you access to the private Discord. It has levels of advancement from, you know, a new trader, intermediate trader to an advanced trader, and then the $10 Patreon will give you access to an advanced Discord. And this is meant for people who know what they're doing. They're not looking for how to learn the educational piece, to just get into the meat and potatoes of investing, and that'll bring you access to the secondary Discord where you can talk with like-minded advanced investors. Thanks for doing the live stream. No problem. Thank you, Thomas Power. Appreciate it. Thank you, I Showcase. Indrik Vilms. Awesome. Good stuff. I'm going to call it. That's what I got for you guys. I am in the Army as a last minute thing. I'm an active duty air defense artillery officer, and I'll be in until probably September of 2023. That's what I got for everybody. I'm going to call it. Thanks for watching, everybody. Take it easy. I'll see y'all next time. Peace, my friends.